started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder.
What the fuck is up, gamers? Welcome to City Girls Make Do, Season 4.
Season fucking 4!
It's a good number. It's Beyonce's lucky number.
I'm dumb. I wrote Season 3, Episode 19 in my notes. Season 4, Episode 1.
Yeah, it's Season 4, Episode 1, the Agony, and the X, Tacy.
It's some wordplay.
Yeah, I think, can you infer, so it's X, as in EX, and then tacy?
Yeah,
like ecstasy, but ecstasy.
It's really funny.
It's very good.
Season 4, and it's like brand new, fresh. Everything is. I felt like even just the start of the episode felt just like very. I don't know. You could tell it was the start of a new season with like the very beginning of the episode.
Yes,
it was fresh.
We have like a montage of all the girls getting ready and getting glammed up, and then Carrie's wearing a cape.
She was wearing a cape. She was. Not all heroes wear capes, but
some villains do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're walking down the street. They're going to their friend Claire and Danny's engagement party, and I think they're more familiar with Danny because they've all kind of, well, half of them have fucked him.
Yeah, I love that they have this conversation about it, and it's like, wait, so Carrie and Samantha have, but then Charlotte kissed him on New Year's and Miranda showed him her boob for some reason.
Yeah.
So
shooting one tit in like in a coat like closet.
Yeah.
I don't really know how you do that. I don't really know how you like don't kiss someone but you do show them a tit.
Just one too. Like you get one. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You may see my tit once.
Yeah.
I also just realized we didn't even fucking introduce ourselves.
We didn't even do that. We just jumped right into the episode because we're just so excited about Season 4. Yeah, I'm Stephanie, aka Two Souls, One Thought.
I'm Alex, aka Friar Fuck.
That's
we'll
a good
learn more
one.
about Friar Fuck
We
later.
will.
I do love him.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, so they're going to their engagement party. We go to the engagement party, and Danny gets Miranda's name wrong and calls her Charlotte.
Normal.
Which then I proceeded to, in my notes, get everyone's names wrong repeatedly.
They're all the same, so it's fine.
Yeah. The red-haired one, the brunette, and then the slightly blonde and the regular blonde.
I tend to get names mixed up sometimes writing my notes, but I feel like it's not generally Miranda and Charlotte. I feel like it's normally, for some reason, Charlotte and Samantha are the ones that I get mixed up, which are like the wildest difference in between both personality and name.
For me, it's Miranda and Samantha, and I think because they have like M's and R's in their names that I seem to get confused, which I don't know. But yeah, he messed up her name. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, it's been a long night. I'm fuzzy. And then Samantha's getting chatted up by this aggressive TV agent, and she's just not really into it. There was really no point for that scene.
No, you said that back to me, and I remembered it happening. Because, I watched the episode, 4 days ago now, but, and then I was like, wait, did that go anywhere? Did that... And then, no, I literally don't remember what Samantha's plot was, so I guess we'll get there when I read it in my notes, and I go, oh, yes, that's what Samantha did this week.
Then Charlotte gets asked by some random lady where her husband is, and she's like, she just struggles.
This was really painful to watch. I felt like I was watching, this is just like Charlotte York Cringe Compilation. She is talking to this woman at the party who's like, oh, how are you? Not here with a date, or not here with your husband? Because I guess she knows that Charlotte's married to Trey, and Charlotte starts out being like, oh yeah, no, I'm just here by myself, and then she just tells her entire relationship drama and everything, and she's just like, yeah, no, we're actually separated right now, just taking a break, not getting divorced, but we're not together, we're having problems in the bedroom, but that's not the only problem, and we got married when he just really thought he should get married, and it's just, how things are, and she just goes on and on and on and on about it, and the woman is like, okay, And then when she leaves, she like tells this other woman, do not talk to her.
No, within earshot.
Oh yeah, Charlotte's fully just like, maybe I need to not need to not just spill my entire guts at people who I barely know.
Maybe that's for the best. And then we go back to Carrie and Miranda, and they're talking to Claire, who is Danny's fiance, and there is like a group of girls, and they realize that they're the only single people, or the single women at the party, because they're like, "Oh, are you not seeing anyone? Are you not engaged? You're not married, and you're in your 30s." Oh, like they're being very shady.
Yeah, and Miranda's like whole plot for the episode is like it's about like the little comedy routine you do when you're like sore about something in your life, but you kind of just joke about it to people so that you don't make them uncomfortable. And so she kind of goes just like, she just like ends up doing this like really sarcastic bit about like being single, and yeah, like, I don't know, I'll just pick up, like any guy. Like, I'm seeing lots of guys, but no, none of them are Mr. Special, you know what I mean? And just
none of them are interesting. Do you know any boring people or any houseplants? And it's very like vaudeville.
Yeah, and the whole time Carrie is just like, she looks so uncomfortable, just like, what the fuck are you doing, Miranda? And I'm like, do you not know Miranda? This is just her personality. Like, have you never been anywhere with her before?
Like, I don't know, I get it. Like, we all kind of make jokes at our own expense. And I'm like, if you've been friends with someone for so long that you don't know what they do when they're in an uncomfortable situation, then... Because if I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I will make jokes. Like, I remember when I was like 10, my grandfather died, and we were all like sitting there like being miserable. So I just started making jokes, and... Everyone was like, okay.
Oh my god.
And what? Everyone cheered up.
It's good, so.
I think they're also like, why is this like 10-year-old fucking cracking jokes?
Yeah, possibly. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, I get that that's how Miranda deals with stuff. And like, I don't know. I don't think it's that unusual, even for someone who's not Miranda, to just kind of do something like that. So, but Carrie thinks it's really weird. Like, they leave the party and Carrie's kind of just like, what the fuck was that? Like, what was that whole routine you just did, like, in front of those people? And Miranda's like, look, people like that are just uncomfortable when you say, oh no, I'm not seeing anyone, I'm just all myself. And she's like, they think they need to like pity you if you're not, if you're not making some kind of jokes about it. And she is kind of right. Like, people just be like, oh no, like the right person will come along. And I get wanting to avoid that.
I think Miranda has her own, like, it's obviously a sore spot for a couple of them of being single and being, in your 30s and not being like, I'm young and single. I get that. But there are people who would look at her and pity her, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
That feels like shit.
It's
and
like,
she shouldn't be pitied.
Yeah, exactly.
A realistic situation, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, she's just like moving the conversation along when it could be uncomfortable, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But and then we get to a nice uncomfortable situation of people who are married, because we go to Charlotte and Trey, because Charlotte just like, so they're separate and they're living separately right now, but like Charlotte just bangs on Trey's door. It's like 2 a.m. and she bangs on it until he like comes to the door in he's wearing a house coat, basically, like he's in his full-on robe.
Oh yeah, because he's rich.
Because it's like 2 a.m. and he's rich and he's asleep, and she's just like freaking out because she's just tired of telling people at parties about her and Trey and not knowing what to say about it. Like, okay, first of all, you don't need to just tell everyone at parties about your problems. Like,
no, could you not just be like, oh, he's a surgeon, he's at work, like, or he had a busy day at work, he's at home. That's not unbelievable.
No, like, it's just like white lies. You don't need to tell your whole life story. It's
no. And he's like, his doorman is behind her, and Trey's like, yeah, this is weird, go home. And he's like, sort of like shoos her away. And she's like, crying and, well, not crying, but she's getting kind of emotional. And he's just horny.
Yeah, he sure is. Because, like, why are they even so close in the first place? Like, he starts kissing her. Well, she talks about how, like, we have a problem. We don't have sex. And he's like, well, we had sex that one time. She's like, yeah,
once.
For, like, 2 minutes. And that doesn't make a relationship. And then he's like, well, we could try it. We could do it again. And he gets all horny and kissing her. And then he gets a boner. And she's like, I can't talk to you about this when you have a boner.
I hate that she says boner because that's not in character. She would 100% say erection.
Oh, she would. Yeah, I know. I was like, this is really weird to see Charlotte say boner, but
she says, like, boner like she's in American Pie.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's unbelievable. And she's like, I can't talk to you like this. And he's like, come on. And then they kiss. And she's like, no, Trey, I don't want to have sex. And he comes on her dress.
Uh-huh. And this is also unrealistic because, like, before he was having troubles even being like this in the first place, like, and staying bonered. But yeah, he just nuts on her pants, I guess. And she's like, I can't do this, I'm leaving. And then he's just like, the last thing he says to her before she goes is, send me the dry cleaning bill.
Oh my goodness. Like, you're taking this to a dry cleaners, are you?
Like, you can get come out of pants really easily. You don't need to take them to the dry cleaners. Maybe they're fancy pants that you can't. Maybe it's the material you're not supposed to just wash. I have no idea. I don't own any pants I can't wash.
I'm sure they're probably like Donna Karen or some shit. Like, you know, dry clean only.
Probably.
But I wouldn't want to go to the dry cleaners. Like, hi, here's my gum-stained cigarette trousers.
Well, right? Like, okay, like, especially because then you have to show them to someone and be like, yeah, I just can't get this cum stain out. Can you please help me? And then the person at the dry cleaner is probably just like, I've seen worse, so.
They're like, why is there on your thigh? And you're like, well, ugh, my husband, first he couldn't get it up, and then he's just coming after fucking a kiss. Oh,
yeah.
Then she's like, damn it, I'm telling my whole story to everyone again.
It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? And
it was only a kiss.
It was only a kiss. But yeah, so she leaves, and then we go to, I guess it's the next day, and Carrie has received mail from a dating program that she can sign up for. So, of course, like, the gals at brunch are just all laughing about it, and just how they're just like, oh no, what if your soulmate slips away because you didn't sign up for this dating program? And
I guess you kind of have to be like, if you believe in soulmates, you have to be like, well, if I have a soulmate, they're not the type of person who signs up for a dating program.
It could be. I mean, I guess, well, that depends on if you believe in it or not. And we get to learn what the girls feel about it, which is pretty much what we expected. No surprises.
Yeah, Miranda's not going to come out the gate like, yeah, I believe in soulmates.
Yeah, no. Miranda's just like, hey, this is fake. It's stupid. The idea, well, so it's not even just that she thinks it's fake because it makes no sense. She's just like, the idea that someone else needs to make me complete is stupid and I hate it. Like, why can you not just be complete by yourself? And she is right.
That's a fair point, really. I mean, I kind of am of the opinion that, like, I'm very neo-pagan spiritualist. Like, of course there's soulmates, you know. But yeah, the idea of being, like, you're going to be miserable unless you have another person kind of sucks. I'm just like, if there's a soulmate, then they'll find you and you'll find them.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no, you don't need to, if you don't have a soulmate, you don't have a soulmate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's chill.
Carrie believes that people have multiple soulmates because, of course, she does. She's just like, yeah, I think
she's horny.
There's lots of people out there that could be perfect for me. And, well, Samantha's even hornier because she's like, yeah, I've met, like, plenty of them. Like, I've had hundreds of soulmates.
Yeah. And then, of course, Charlotte's like, I believe in soulmates.
Of course. She's just like...
Yeah, she wonders if maybe Trey isn't her soulmate and there's someone else out there for her.
Mm-hmm. Which, like, yeah, no shit, he's not your soulmate. If he was your soulmate, you'd be happy. Like...
Well, he was literally like, yeah, I just married you because you're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, and Charlotte's just like, I don't think a soulmate's supposed to nut on your leg. So...
Unless you're into that kind of thing.
I mean, true. Like, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. Like, I don't think that, like, I feel like your soulmate could nut on your leg, but I feel like that's not the deciding factor of, like, what makes him not her soulmate.
Yeah, that's not it, Charlotte. It's the other things.
The many, many other things. Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're gonna sign up Carrie for this dating site. And Carrie's like, no.
Is there even any follow through for this, or is this literally just to have this? This is literally just for the soulmate conversation, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's no follow through. She doesn't meet anyone off of it.
No. Yeah. And, this is where we learned that Carrie turns 35 next week too, right? Because you have to put yourself in one of the boxes, one of the age boxes. So you could be like 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, etc. And so they're like, oh, well, Carrie's going to be 35 to 40 next week. And so...
And Carrie's like, I don't really want to be put into a box. Like, literally put into a box. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I think we do get a question, which is, are soulmates reality or torture devices?
I feel like probably somewhere in between those two. I guess if you're focusing on that, if you're like spending your whole life thinking that that's something that you're striving towards rather than just letting organically happen, it's, a torture device, which, you can kind of see that's true for someone like Charlotte, but...
Well, isn't reality a torture device anyway?
You're so right. You're so right. But they're all rich white women, so not really for them.
No.
Yeah. Oh, then we got Carrie and Samantha walking with their cute fall outfits on, and they look so good. Like Samantha with her white coat and purple gloves. I need purple gloves.
Yeah, I think this was the first time that they started to have like seasons.
Yeah, I think so.
In the first like 3 seasons, it's kind of perpetually spring or summer.
Yeah, well, that's when you get like I'm saying cutest outfits, but like I disagree with that because to me, fall outfits are the cutest outfits. But I think for the purposes of the show, it's like where they can do the most different things with it.
And then in here, it's very clearly sort of turning to autumn.
Yeah, I love it.
We're walking down the street and Samantha's like, please, can we do something for your birthday? I want to go to this restaurant. And she's offering to plan it because, okay, your friend does PR. How are you not going to have them plan like every single birthday party for you?
True. Like, she's going to do a fucking kick-ass job.
Yes.
So, and she does like agree to it. And because Samantha's like, look, it's not going to be like this huge thing. It's just going to be, the close people in your life, like your friends and stuff like that. And then Samantha's like, well, should I invite Big? Because technically you're friends, right? And Carrie's just like, I don't know. He might still be in London. Maybe. I don't know. And
well, yeah, apparently they've been talking since we last saw them, and
that's unbelievable. If they've been talking, they're fucking. So I don't believe this. I don't believe that they've just been talking. I think they're only
not fucking because he's out of the country.
That is exactly it, I bet. Yeah.
He is not in the country, so they cannot fuck.
No.
But yeah, they walk by this church and Samantha sees like a sexy monk, and this kind of sent me on a bit of a mind, like a labyrinth.
Okay, elaborate here.
Because he's wearing those like brown fucking druid robes and she's like, oh my god, he's so sexy. What?
Like he's got a handsome face, but like
he looks like Brendan Fraser.
Okay, now that you say that,
with
I'm
Max
like,
Sliders.
Fuck, you're right.
With Max Sliders.
Yeah, fuck, you're right.
Max Sliders, Brendan Fraser. That's what he looks like. And he's wearing fucking... I'm not joking. Like, they didn't put him in, like, a sexy little, like, dog collar, like, with a black shirt. Like, like a sexy priest. He is a monk.
Yeah.
I didn't even know existed anymore.
I figured they existed, but not, like, in North America.
Not in New York.
Not in New York.
Not in New York.
Yeah. It's something. Like, it does seem very, like, it's out of a different century.
And she sees him, and she's like... I'm gonna fuck him.
She does. She basically is like, yeah, I don't know what is.
I'm gonna have my Fleabag moment before Fleabag.
Yeah. She's gonna do that. And she tries her best. This is the second time we've had a plot that's man who's celibate and Samantha wants to fuck him.
Yeah. She likes a challenge.
She does. I get it, but, like, I feel like there's different ways to spend your energy. I don't know. Like, you don't know anything about this guy other than the fact that he likes to help the poor and he likes to, that's, like, I guess, a good thing to know about someone. But like, she goes up and talks to him, and well, no, she doesn't go up and talk to him then. She goes later that week, and she's wearing like this full fur coat and everything.
It's a lot. And she's like, "Hi, I'm a rich white lady. I can get Donald Trump at your fundraiser." And he's like, "I don't really want Donald Trump at my fundraiser. I just want like food."
Yeah, are they even having a fundraiser? Because she's just, it sounded like she wanted to just plan an event for them out of nowhere.
I think you're right. I think she wanted to just like plan a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Yeah, we don't need like rich people. We just need like canned food."
Yeah. And he's like, "We're pretty low key." And then Samantha just, out of nowhere, she just is like, "So I love your robe." Your sexy monk robe.
Your sexy burlap sack. Ooh, like, excuse me?
And he's just like, "It's just what we wear."
I can't think of a less sexy outfit.
No.
Like, you can't see his body. It's brown and like the worst shade of brown.
Uh-huh.
And it's fucking horrible, like itchy material. Like, it's not meant to be fashionable or flattering. It's just meant to cover your body.
He probably has like a rash under it.
Yeah. Well, do you think they're naked?
Oh, well, he's probably not naked under it, but even then, it's probably just like, he probably doesn't have like a long sleeve shirt on under it, so he probably is just getting like rubbed up against it, and I don't know. It doesn't look good. I don't like it. I don't want to see. This is the thing. It's a mystery what's under his fucking robe. We don't know.
Maybe that's the turn on.
I mean, Samantha wants to know, but like, I'm imagining that like he takes it off and he's wearing just like, I don't know. I imagine he's just wearing like a shirt from like a band I hate or something. And then I'm like, oh no, you just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. Or he has like really shitty tribal tattoos.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, I'd like to know these things. And Samantha just, I guess she wants to find out. And he's basically just like, oh, I mean, he starts explaining the meaning of the robe and how it's like based off of St. Francis, who lived his life basically just like helping, like his whole thing was like helping people who are poor and chastity. And as soon as the word chastity gets said, there's just this like sexy music that starts playing and getting faster and faster, and you just see Samantha's eyes go like red, and she just goes full on like horny mode.
Yeah, that turns me on, chastity.
Yeah.
And so she goes home and she just fucking cranks it.
She cranks her hog.
All afternoon.
Yeah. It's wild. She goes wild. And she tells the girls about this too. They go out for drinks later, and so Charlotte says, "Samantha, your face is glowing. Did you get a facial?" And Samantha just straight up says, "I masturbated all afternoon." Like, she just straight up says that. And it's great.
And when we see her doing it, she's like singing like an operatic soprano.
It is.
It's great.
I mean, sometimes it's just that good. So
is it?
I don't know. I mean, it could. I think, yeah. And
I don't think I'm singing. I don't think I'm ever singing.
She says 2 to 2.5 hours. That's how long she was cranking it for. I think that's too long. I mean, I guess everyone already knows my opinions on how long things should be. But like, the only reason you should be cranking your hog for longer than like 15 minutes is if you're just not able to get off. Like,
I think maybe she had like some break.
Probably.
You know, because you would have carpal tunnel syndrome.
Yeah, you'd think so. And she's doing it old school. Like, she's doing it unassisted, I guess I should say. Yeah, so
the old trusty hand.
Yeah, which is like look, I'm just gonna say it. Honestly, underrated. So I think she made the right choice. So
yeah. Or if she was using a vibrator, her pussy would fall off.
For 2 to 2.5 hours, yes, you're right. Mm-hmm.
And they're all like, "Wait, what?" And she's like, "Yes, I met this very sexy priest. So I wanted to jerk off all afternoon." And it was going well, so I just kept at it. Uh-huh. And everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
It's really good. And Carrie decides to play like psychiatrist here, or she's just like, yeah, well, it's Charlotte. It's clearly because Samantha can't have him, and so she needs to fuck him in her imagination. And, you know, Samantha's then just like, oh, come on, well, like, we all just crank our hogs, so who do you fantasize about when you're doing it? And Miranda and Carrie in unison say Russell Crowe. Which, really?
Well, there are no sexier men in 2001. I'm gonna see what 2001 Russell Crowe looked like, because I don't know, I always picture him as like fucking Javert now, like.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever hot. I don't know. The thing is, when I hear Russell Crowe, my brain thinks Hugh Jackman, because I relate both of them to Les Mis, and then I'm like, okay, I get it, but then I'm like, wait, no, wrong person.
No, he's not sexy.
No, I mean, that's straight women for you. They're like, I'm jacking off to Russell Crowe because I hate myself. That's what it's like being straight.
Yeah. No, and then they're like, oh, well, if not Russell Crowe, George Clooney, he's Old Faithful.
Like, what? I mean, he's like kind of handsome, but like at the same time, I'm like, no, what?
No. And like he's the quintessential like handsome person.
Yeah, like he's fine. I don't get it, but whatever. I do love that Samantha also describes what her fantasy is, which is that she's carrying like a bunch of food for like the homeless and poor people, and then he just comes and like rips all the food out of her hands and they start fucking like on the street or something, and I'm like, that's a fantasy, okay.
I feel like for Samantha it would be in the church, because she is that much of a little demon that like she'd want to defile the church.
That does make sense. I mean,
and like Hannibal Lecter, that is her mind palace.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Miranda's like, once I masturbated to a busboy, a rude busboy, and everyone's sort of disgusted by that.
Yeah, she's like, do you think this means anything? What do you think this means?
It's like, well, Miranda likes it when men are mean to her, which I don't know if I should tell this, but once I was doing like I was helping someone with their monologue, and they had to shout in it, and they were shouting at me the whole time, and I was like, oh. I had a moment where I was like, oh my god.
I mean, valid.
It was so, because the like teacher who was there was like, Alex, you need to read the next line. I was like, yeah, sorry, yeah.
I mean, it's not real, so it's like, it's just
no,
like,
exactly. It's not like, if they were really shouting at me, I'd be upset. But like,
yeah,
the fake, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, true.
I haven't seen this side of you before. You got a bit of fire. I was interested. But I get it. But if a man is just mean to me, he's my enemy. Mm-hmm. He is my enemy. I will fucking show up at his funeral and I will laugh.
Yeah, me too. Like, if a man is mean to you, I will show up at his funeral and laugh. Like, not even just mean to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, vice versa.
Aww.
We'll be like, have you ever seen Death Becomes Her?
No.
Because there's a bit at the end where they're at Bruce Willis's funeral and they're at the back laughing. And that's us.
I love that so much. I would love to laugh at Bruce Willis's funeral. And, okay, but then we find out about Charlotte, because they're like, come on, Charlotte, we know you crank your hog to someone. And she's like, well, I don't crank my hog to guys. And then for a second, my brain just went Kill Bill sirens, but like in an excited way, because I was like, oh, Charlotte's doing that thing where she only masturbates to girls and thinks she's straight, like me when I was 15. And she's like, but then she says, no, I only masturbate to Trey and we have really perfect sex. Like, what do you think it means?
It means you're fucking boring and a repressed lesbian.
It means that obviously your marriage is bad. Like, what the fuck do you think it means? It means you're married to Carol McLachlan. Like, whomst among us?
I guess I don't know. I don't need to know about Carol McLachlan's sex life, but he seems happy enough.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy, so.
This is Carl McLachlan's Stan Club episode 40 whatever.
Yeah.
They go home and Carrie calls Big, but it goes to voicemail because he's still in England.
Yeah, she calls him precisely at midnight because it's her birthday. And yeah, so that's how long she couldn't wait. She waited till exactly midnight, and she's like, I think you're still in London, but I thought I'd call someone older. Ha 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 ha. And then she invites him to come to her birthday party because it's tomorrow. She doesn't know if he's in town, but like, you know, it's going to be friends and he's a friend. And then she gets all awkward and hangs up. And yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
And then we have Miranda, and she bumps into an old friend, and they're talking, and the whole kind of like little tango happens where she's like, oh, you're not married, Miranda? I'm married.
Like, great.
Yeah. But then Miranda's like, oh, you and whatever your husband's name, whatever, your fucking husband, you're going to have kids. And then her friend does the sort of awkward stand-up routine of, haha, yeah, if I wanted my furniture destroyed.
Yeah, so it's not just lonely single people who do the Miranda stand-up routine. It's everybody, even if you're married, as long as you've got something you're unhappy about in your life, which...
Well, everyone does.
Yeah, no one is happy about everything, so...
Yep, and Carrie's voiceover comes along and says that Miranda laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was kind.
Guess?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if someone says any joke, you just fucking awkwardly laugh. If you don't hate them.
Yeah, I would just kind of be like, oh, ha 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 ha, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then, yeah. But whatever. And that is, I guess, a kind thing to do. And then so Samantha goes back to the sexy monk. I can't get over this fucking stupid fucking outfit, and he's so boring.
He's dressed so plain, and Samantha's in her fur coat again, which probably cost like hundreds of dollars.
And he's just like his acting is just so fucking boring. He's like, yeah, I believe in God. That's my motivation.
Like,
Jesus.
Okay. Cool.
And she brought like a tin of peas.
Oh, she brought like 3 tins of peas. And they're really good. They're the best.
But like, okay, she's rich. She doesn't have any dependents. She could buy like plenty of food or just make a big donation. But no, she's like, here's some fucking peas.
Well, maybe it's quality over quantity. So, you know, 3 cans of the best peas in the world could be better than, you know, like 100 cans of Alphagetti, maybe.
Can be, yeah, it could be better than enough food to feed everyone.
It's yeah, it's pretty pathetic, but she basically uses this as her excuse to just be like, well, okay, so first she brings out the cans and she says, I have a confession to make. I was thinking about you when I was at the market, so I picked up these peas. And then she's like, I have another confession to make. I think about you other places, not just in the market, but also when I'm fucking myself. And
she's like, do you think about me when you're fucking yourself? And he's like, I don't fuck myself.
And the organ music starts coming in when she starts saying this. And it's good. I like the music. And yeah, he's just like, my life is about other joys. Then he just turns 360 degrees and walks away with her peas.
Yeah, and then that's it. That's the end of the plot. It was really worth our bloody fucking time.
What a waste. Like, this episode didn't have to be 29 minutes. It could have been like 25 minutes, and we just didn't have the stupid monk plot. Like, she didn't even get to fuck the monk, so like, what was the point?
She should have fucked him. She should have fucked him. Like, I don't know. What does it mean? And they say something of like Carrie says something in the voiceover about like, oh, he could have been her soulmate, which of course he's fucking not.
Yeah, he seems to have so much in common with her. She, you know, spends lots of money on jackets that cost animal lives and lots of money that she could have spent on, you know, like humanitarian things. And he spends all his time helping people. So they have so much in common.
Yeah, he wears the same clothes every day and devotes his life to God and the poor and the sick. And she's like, I'm going to buy a fur coat.
Yeah.
And jerk off all afternoon.
Basically.
Which, don't get me wrong, I feel like both avenues have their merits, you know?
I feel like
you want to have a little bit...
Yeah.
You want to jerk off all afternoon, but also maybe help other people out.
Like, there's a happy medium in between Volcel and Rich Woman. Like, there's somewhere in between there that's good. So, not that you can't be good in a Volcel, because, like, there's Obi-Wan Kenobi, but, like, most... yeah.
That's it. do you think she wanted to fuck Obi-Wan Kenobi?
We all do. He's Ewan McGregor.
At least the first movie, I think had the second Attack of the Clones come out yet?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like Phantom Menace was out by this point, but I don't think Attack of the Clones was. Definitely not Revenge of the Sith. That wasn't out yet. But like,
no.
But the thing is, well, he's hottest in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, and he also looks the most like Jesus.
Yeah,
and he's wearing the robe. Yeah, I feel like he's Obi-Wan Kenobi is the only person. Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, only person who can pull off a robe like that. Like everyone else looks like shit.
Samantha just wants to be topped by Ewan McGregor being like, "It's over now, Samantha. I have the high ground," which is like, I feel like everyone can relate to that, but. Yeah.
That's relatable. I remember seeing that movie when I was a child and being like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Because, like, I had seen all the other prequels, but I was seriously sitting there like, what the fuck who the fuck is this? Like, what's going I had no idea what was happening at all.
That's fair.
And I watched it again as an adult. I still have no idea what's happening in any of those fucking films.
Yeah.
It's just like noise and movement, and do you know what, prequels are underrated just because they're like, you ever seen a child sit down in front of a television screen or a dog and they kind of just stare at it? That's just what happens to my brain when the prequel movies are on. I'm just like, oh, there's bright lights and sounds and things are happening, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I also turn into a dog when I watch any movie with Ewan McGregor in it, so it's fine.
I think my Ewan McGregor movie is Moulin Rouge.
That's a good pick.
Just because I realized, I was talking to my mother about this. I think my dad bought it on DVD for her. And like they both fell asleep watching it. So I crept in and watched it. And I was like, this is everything I want to be. It planted a seed in my brain of like, I want to be a showgirl and then I want to fucking die. Like, I want to die of consumption.
I mean, that's an interesting thing. How old were you again?
Like 6.
Yeah, fair.
I shouldn't have been watching that film.
Yeah.
But I was like, it was like, there's bright lights and movement and singing and everyone in this film is really attractive. Like, it just released something in me.
Checks out.
Yeah, I mean, when you hear that, a lot of my personality makes sense. It
does. Like, this connects very well to the whole, 8-year-old Alex writing a will, so.
Yeah.
It's good. Speaking of ages.
Speaking of ages, it's her birthday.
Yeah.
She looks cute. I don't really understand this hat.
I love the outfit aside from the hat, which at first I thought was a beret, but then it turned out to be like some kind of weird headband that's like 5 inches thick. I don't know. I have no idea. But the rest of the outfit's cute because she's got it's like a long sleeve red crop top, and then there's a matching long red skirt, and then it's just like some midriff showing in between, and she looks very, very cute. I'll give her this.
I love a crop top with a high-waisted skirt with a bit of midriff. I think it's the best. I love it. I wear the outfit all the time.
I love it, and I love the long sleeve crop top. That's extremely cute to me. So,
and the headband, I thought at first it was just like one of those, like, you remember those like padded like 90s headbands that were very, in vogue. I thought it was one of them, and then she turns to the side, and it's like it's the width. It's not height, it's width. So it's like kind of a hat. It's like kind of a fascinator. It's weird.
I've never seen anything like this before, but I guess it works. And then, okay, so she sits down. She's the only person there so far. So, like, she knows that everyone's supposed to be coming. And she's even a bit late. Like, I think it was, like, starting at 8:30 and she gets there at 9 or something. And she's the only one there. She orders a Shirley Temple because she's like, oh, well, like, when everyone gets here, we'll be having champagne. And, but, so she waits, like, 20 minutes and still no one's there. Mm-hmm. She's kind of like, okay, because this is, I guess, this isn't even pre-cell phones. We've seen them have cell phones before. Like,
well, later when she gets home, she listens to her voicemail. I'm pretty sure it's Miranda who's like, you need to get a cell phone.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that Carrie's the person here who probably has the least amount of money compared to the other girls. But, like, you'd think that she's the kind of social enough person where she'd be like, oh, well, I'll spend money on a cell phone because then I can communicate to my friends. I don't know.
I honestly don't know how we communicated before, before cell phones.
Back in the Stone Ages. I don't know.
Like, what's she doing? Like, literally sitting there, not even looking at... You can't even look at your phone or text people. And... Because, I mean, even if you're waiting and you text or you phone your friends and they're like, I'll be 20 minutes. You're like, okay, fucking, I can stick it out for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just not knowing when they're going to come would drive me... it'd be 20 minutes, I would leave.
Yeah. I don't understand why her friends are calling her home phone, too, instead of the restaurant. Because they could easily call the restaurant and be like, oh, my friend's gonna... Like, I'm gonna be late.
Yeah. If anyone's there, tell them I'm gonna be late.
Yeah. I mean, I guess part of it is, too, they're uniquely late. So they're not like... She might assume, oh, I'm the only person who's late. She'll just see me when I get there. But, like, all of them are late.
Well, I think they sort of all say that there's traffic. Like, I think Samantha got held up at work.
Yeah.
But they all say, oh, well, there's traffic and it's all busy, which, like...
they're all stuck in traffic because they all have to take cabs because they're all, like, too afraid of poor people to take the subway, so...
Yeah,
like,
literally.
They could easily be there. You can get anywhere in New York by taking the... Like, not anywhere, I guess, but, like, they could easily get to this, like, fancy restaurant in New York on the subway from probably, like, wherever the fuck they are. There's no excuse.
I know the subway in New York is like notoriously kind of terrible. Like, not just of like it being all poor people on it, but like
they have a lot of accessibility issues for sure.
Yeah, it has a lot of accessibility issues, and it's always late or it gets stuck. Like they have the same train since the 70s, which, you know, even London, we have new trains.
Yeah,
it's good. But yeah, you can probably you can get on the subway.
Yeah, they could, but they would literally burst into flames if they ever had to take the subway. So
yeah,
they're not even trying to do that. So
no, they would never. If they were like stuck from on one side of the island to the other, right? They need to get to the other side of the island, and it was in the middle of the night, and they couldn't get a cab. They'd be like, "Well, I guess I'm stuck here."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna die. I'm going to have to walk. Like, they would never even think. Or like, oh wait, my city has one of the few extensive public transport systems.
Yeah, no, that's just them. So
yeah. Okay.
Anyway, then so Carrie asks the waitress if anyone is called, and then we get we hear this like a happy birthday singing with a cake, and Carrie gets she kind of like lights up for a second because she thinks that like the cake is coming for her with her friends, and then it turns out that it's for this other woman who's like next to her, and then like to top it all off. Like, as soon as the cake gets there and she blows out the candles, the woman's like, 25? Fuck, I'm old. And Carrie's just like, I'm literally gonna jump off the roof of this building. So
yeah, Carrie, like when she goes home, she's like, well, I'm gonna go home and kill myself. I'm like, yeah, that's the moment I would make that decision.
That is a painful one to hear. And like,
I mean, I'm 22 and I have people going, oh my god, I'm 20, I'm 21, I'm so old. And I'm like, I'm going to be 23.
When people say that at that age, I'm like, you were one when 9/11 happened. You're not old. Like I can't.
It's wild.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be 30 in like 2 years, like a year and a half, and I'm gonna turn 30, and so I'm just like, yeah, no. When someone turns like 21 or 22 and they say they're old, I'm like, literally, who the fuck are you? Like, I
think because like a lot of my like IRL friends are younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when it was my birthday's in September, so like pretty much everyone in my year would be younger than me.
Yeah.
And every single motherfucking birthday, I have like one friend at least who says, oh my god, I can't believe you're 22. I can't believe you're 22 already. Oh my god. Wow, you're so much older than me. And I'm like, your birthday's in fucking 3 months. What are you talking about?
It's so bizarre. Like, I don't know.
They act like I'm 102.
Yeah, it's wild. Like, I feel like, I mean, everyone has some friends who are older than them. And like, I feel like I have a couple friends who, like, I mean, I don't have many friends who are in their 30s yet, but I have a few. And like, to me, it's just like, oh, it's kind of nice to see rather than me just being like, oh my God, you're so old. Because it's like, oh, it reminds me that like when I turn 30, I'm also not going to be like decrepit. Like, I'm gonna, like, you're normal people that I'm friends with, and you just turned 30, so that's fine. And
yeah, they do act like you're gonna wake up on your birthday and you're just gonna be like
Bones.
the bitch from Snow White. Like you're gonna be fucking old as shit.
I know. It's very, very bizarre. But I guess what really makes this situation, like the real thing that makes this situation for Carrie suck the most is after that, she waits a little bit longer. The waitress then comes over and says, oh, the woman's here with the birthday cake and she needs to be paid. So Carrie has to pay $70 for her own cake because her friends bought her a $70 cake for her birthday.
$70.
Like, what?
I mean, I guess that's delivery as well, but like, what the fuck?
Still, like, what the fuck? And it's not a big cake. Like, it's a normal
size cake.
Yeah, it makes no sense. So, like, after she pays, that's when she leaves. She pays for the cake and she leaves. And then she's like crossing this construction site and these men start yelling at her because she's not supposed to be walking on the road there. And then she drops her cake on the site. And there's like 30 straight seconds of these construction men just yelling at her while she's trying to pick up the cake. And it's so uncomfortable to watch. I really hate it.
I would just fucking leave. What are they gonna do? Call the goddamn cops?
It's like, I don't even know. Like, at this point, what? You're not even gonna eat the cake, so just leave it.
No. Yeah. Just flip them off and walk away.
Yeah.
But she's emotionally fragile, and she's walking. She's like, well, I'm gonna go home and kill myself because none of my friends showed up to my birthday. I'm 35. I have to pay $70 for a cake that I can't fucking eat. My life is terrible and I'm lonely and I hate everyone. So she goes home and she gets in the shower and starts like, washing herself off to go to bed.
Well, after she starts playing her 14 messages.
Yeah. Again, which apparently she can hear in the shower.
I guess so. I mean, I feel like, okay, this is my theory. She got home and she started playing them and she heard the first couple that were from like Miranda and Charlotte and stuff. And then my guess is she got in the shower so that the messages would just play out so she didn't have to go through and like listen to them all. She was just passive aggressively like letting them play so she could just clear them out. Also,
the reservation was for 10, so Carrie has 9 friends.
Who all got stuck in traffic. Interesting. Yeah. A likely story.
The rest of the girls and Stanford. Okay, so that's 5. Yeah. Who are these other 5 people? Like maybe she had a reservation open for Big?
Maybe. My favorite part is the Stanford message.
Yeah.
He went to the wrong restaurant. It didn't even have the same name.
No, he's like, hey, do you know there was a Mexican restaurant on like the other side that was something similar? And like, oh my God. Uh-huh. The days before Uber.
It's very, very funny, but yeah. So
and then Charlotte comes in.
Just walks right the fuck in.
She just opens the fucking door, which, okay, Carrie, like if you don't have a doorman or anything, you can't just leave your fucking apartment door open.
No. Yeah.
What?
She walks right in. She like knocks on the door and then just opens it, I guess, and carries us through in the shower. She's in the shower with the door wide open, which stresses me out. I mean, she lives alone.
Maybe Charlotte has a key. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe she does. I don't know.
But she comes in and then she's like, Carrie! And she sees she's in the shower. And because Charlotte's a fucking idiot, she...
Lesbian?
Like, walks right up to the fucking shower curtain and is like, hi!
She does, which freaks Carrie the fuck out because, of course, like...
As it would!
Yeah, she's like, what the fuck is there someone in my apartment when I'm in the fucking shower, standing right outside my shower? And Charlotte's just like, Carrie, like... let's go, I'm here to get you. We're going to go down to the coffee shop, the cafe, because, it's just me and the girls. And Carrie's got, like, she decided to not take her makeup off before going in the shower, so she has mascara all the fuck over her face. And she's just like, I'm not going anywhere. Okay. I hate all of my friends.
I mean, I've done that before. If you're wearing a lot of makeup, it's sometimes just too much to take it off individually, so just fucking like, the shower's going to do it for you. I always wash my,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's like covered in this like mascara running down her face. She's wet and she's like, what? She says like, oh, you didn't show up. Like, I'm tired. I just want to be alone.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And but eventually like they do go to the coffee shop and Carrie admits that it's been hard and she's lonely.
Yeah, she's like, as much as I didn't want to agree with, like, Charlotte. It really does feel sad to not have a man when you're old like me, and realizing no man was there for me. And as much as, like, I have you girls, there wasn't a man, and so she's all sad about it. And then Charlotte is the queen out of nowhere who I was like, excusez-moi, because she's just like, girls, like, what if we agree to be each other's soulmates and men are just people that we have fun with? And I'm like, you're amazing, but who is saying this? Who? Charlotte?
Okay, so I mean, I get where Carrie's coming from, because, yeah, it doesn't, in a way, you can have very close friendships, but you do want to have a romantic partner. But at the same time, you need to know that, like, platonic stuff can fulfill that hole to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. It's not going to fill your vag hole, but it will fill your heart hole.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's also very not a Charlotte thing to say.
It really isn't. Like, I get that she's in a really fucked up place with her marriage right now, but, like, I was proud of her for wanting to consider her female friends to be her soulmates.
Yeah.
So, especially since my brain is, like, putting it into a place of being like, Charlotte knows that a woman is her soulmate. So
she's gay.
She did that. She knows. On a subconscious level, she knows. Even if these are just her platonic friends, she knows a woman is her soulmate. So
I did like when Carrie says, like, I'm old. And Samantha says, fuck you, I'm 140.
That is a very, God, that is such a mood. As someone, like, I mean, I'm not older than all of my friends, but I'm older than a lot of my friends. So I do feel like a lot of the time I'm the person who's kind of just like, oh my God, shut up. When people are like, I'm so old. Yeah.
I do slip into that occasionally. And it's not like I'm actually old. It's just like everyone around me is young, and I'm like, please shut the fuck up. And then I get like a casting from my agent. It's like, you'll be playing a 17-year-old, and I'm like, no, not fucking 17.
It's fine. It's just like Riverdale.
Exactly. It is Riverdale. I have to remember that I'm Riverdale age.
And so they all agree to be their soulmates. And that's a nice, cute moment for the gals, which is kind of nice. So, yeah. They like it. They love it.
And then we both collectively get punched in the tit.
We do. Wait, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the next scene?
Yeah. So Carrie's walking home.
Oh, not that.
And there's Big's car is outside her apartment, and she gets so happy and excited. I was really hoping she would like knock on the door and it would be someone else.
Oh my God, I know, me too. I was like, how do you know it's his car?
But she like runs up and she knocks on the door, and these red balloons come out, and I was like, please be Pennywise.
Oh my God. And I would have screamed and been so happy.
Oh, I would have been so happy if he's like, hi, Carrie. But it opens and it's big, and she gets in, and he's like, hi, and she's like, hi, and he's like, happy birthday, and she's like, oh my God, you remember. And
then she's like, you're late, it's after midnight, and he's like, I'm not late, I'm on London time, which...
And then she's like, yeah, that's 5 hours ahead. And he's like, shut up.
Shut up. I'm really fucking late then.
Yeah. And they're drinking like champagne.
Yeah. Champagne out of like little shitty coffee cups, basically. Yeah.
And, you know, she's like, he says, oh, so how old are you? She's like, I'm a lady never tells.
This fucked me up because they dated for 2 years or something collectively?
Like 2 years, yeah.
They don't know how old each other is. Like they dated through their birthdays. They must have. There is no fucking way you date someone for that long and have no idea how old they are. What the fuck?
And then Carrie's like, well, how old are you? And she like she's gonna list off the boxes from like the dating thing. And she's like 35 to 40, 40 to 45, and he winks. And she's like, oh, like, of course he's in his 40s. How old did you think he was?
I have no idea what she expected. Like, this is no. She's so dumb. I hate Carrie. And then she asks him how he feels about soulmates, and his response is so fucking stupid. He's like, well, soul's a pretty good word. Mate's a pretty good word. And then he's like, but otherwise, you got me. Like,
Ugh.
I hate them both so much. They really are each other's soulmates.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Scummates.
Here's the thing. You can manifest something into your life.
Mm-hmm.
The universe isn't going to necessarily bring you something good. You might be manifesting someone like big, and maybe he is your soulmate, and maybe he's a piece of shit. Maybe you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
She really fucking is. And they don't even really, like, hang out, go for a drink or anything. He literally just gives her the champagne and the balloons, and then she leaves, like, I don't know, they probably don't even talk for, like, 5 minutes. She goes back inside her apartment, and she lets the balloons float away like the fucking clown that she is. And she doesn't even bring them inside her apartment. They float away. Carrie, you're littering, and you're also a piece of shit. And then we get our voiceover that says, like, well, already having 3 soulmates made it easier to spot the nice guys to have fun with. And, like, shut the fuck up.
This is really clown central. At the end, end literally evokes clownery. Anyway, rankings. I'm tired. I want to die.
I want to die too. Okay, so fuck, I barely even remember what any of them did at this point. Like,
it's true, we just talked about it and I can't even remember what happened.
I don't know. Like, I feel bad that Carrie, like, got to her birthday and no one was there, because if that is, like, my worst nightmare is, like, showing up to a thing that's for me and, like, people didn't even make the effort to, like, tell me that I'm special. So, like, that's valid.
I have a real fear of, like, throwing a party and no one coming.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
I'm the type of person who flakes all the fucking time, and I just know that, like, 3 people would come and I would be having a breakdown. So
Mood.
yeah. But I guess, like, I guess Charlotte's at the top for me.
Yeah.
She's just being stupid, but, like, her whole thing about them being soulmates, I like that. And yeah, and she was assertive with Trey. So she didn't really do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Apart from just being kind of stupid and not understanding how to lie. But that's not really her fault.
Yeah.
And then Miranda, because Miranda again, like, I think that's the thing, is no one really did anything. I guess Miranda, and then I guess Samantha, and then I guess Carrie. Like, Carrie's only at the bottom because she spoke to Big, but we've all been there. And hey, but also, yeah, you're right, she did litter.
She littered. I didn't like that.
No.
She probably, she doesn't even consider that to be littering. It's gonna end up in the ocean.
I'm sure with all the cigarettes she smokes, she litters a lot more.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Yeah, she's throwing cigarettes on the ground all the time. She definitely doesn't think of that as litter. And then she fucking just lets her balloons fly into the sky, and they're probably just gonna pop and fall into the ocean, and then some pelican's gonna choke on it. So I hope she's ready to be responsible for that. But I'm also gonna put Charlotte at the top because of the whole soulmate thing. And then Miranda, and then I don't know. Maybe Carrie then Samantha. Like, they're really both close to me. I just didn't care about Samantha's plot, and she did mention Donald Trump, which I was upset about. And then Carrie, like, I definitely felt her stress about being like no one showing up, and then her just wanting to be miserable about it. So I felt that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I didn't feel anything really. Questions?
Yeah, absolutely questions. Okay, so yeah, we only have 2 questions this week. I also happened to get a Steve voice while we were recording from Summer, which I'll read when we do Patreon, but we got questions first, so.
Okay. Well, they're both from friends of the show, as usual. So, our first one is on Tumblr, from Tumblr user Siberian Pine, who asks, if you didn't have to sneak it in and didn't have to worry about bothering anyone else, what would be your perfect cinema food?
It's a good question.
I have a lot to say.
Okay, so let's hear what you have to say.
Okay, so there's a cinema I go to, which is in, like, a very bougie part of town, and they're the ones where they have, like, you know, like a velvet, like, sofa.
Ooh, yeah.
And they bring out, like, blankets, and they bring your orders to you. Like, it's all classy. The toilet there looks like the one from The Shining.
Okay.
And I always kind of have a bit of a moment. Like, I think I saw, like, I try and see horror movies there, because again, like I think I saw Us, and then I like walked out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go pee, and then now I'm in like the room from The Shining, and I'm like,
Jesus
fun,
Christ,
I love it there.
Yeah,
It's great. And they sell every time I go there. I get garlic flatbread, and they do these like little mini green peppers that are roasted over a fire. So they're like brown and, well, not brown, they're black and like really sweet, and you can just pop them and eat them. They're delicious.
Damn,
It's so good.
that rules.
It does rule. My mum gets hummus. My dad gets a hot dog. Like, we get the same thing every single time. But they do. It's like bougie. If you go to like those bougie cinemas, then they will often have like, here's the thing. It's the ideal cinema food, right? Can't be too smelly, and it needs to be soft.
Yeah.
Like, I can't have... That's the thing with nachos. Is nachos fucking stink, and they're loud and crispy, so you can always hear people fucking eating them.
Well, the whole idea, I guess part of this question was that if you're not bothering other people, but you're bothering yourself because you're crunching, and the crunching makes you can't not be able to hear the movie. So.
Mm-hmm. And like, really smelly food will kind of take you out of the experience as well.
I agree. And I also think if it's going to be dark in the theater, you don't want to be eating something that you can really make a mess of. Like, one of the first things I thought of was like spaghetti, but then I was like, fuck, I don't want to drop spaghetti sauce on my shirt because I can't see in the middle of the movie.
Like, I do think a pizza or like a garlic bread, like any sort of like flatbread type of situation, maybe a dip is kind of ideal because it's soft and you can just eat it without really looking at it.
Yeah, true.
And popcorn. Oh, what did I get? When I went to go see Midsummer, and we snuck in food, and we snuck in like, I got some chocolate covered peanuts. Which I didn't realize it until like someone might be allergic to peanuts. But to be fair, I was sitting right at the end, so
yeah. And I mean,
sorry if you die, but like again, we're not bothering anyone else.
If you're anaphylactic, fuck off. But everyone else have a good time.
If you die, then you die. I'm not going to stop eating my fucking peanuts.
Yeah, that's fair. This is a personal threat to Matt Berger, who listens to the podcast.
I know so many people are allergic to peanuts, and I'm like, sucks to be you.
It really does. God, I love peanuts.
But yeah, I know. I like a little chocolatey little nibble. I like dry cereal. I like a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of eating chips.
too.
And I'm talking about like fries.
Yeah.
I had these courgette, like tempura courgette thingies, and they were so good. So I guess that.
Love that. Love tempura vegetables.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, let's have a tempura.
We should. City girls make tempura.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm so boring with movie stuff because even if I could bring in literally anything, I have been socially conditioned to want popcorn when I watch a movie.
Yeah.
And so even if I was limitless here, like I would still be like, I want that fucking movie popcorn. And I'm a slut for salt and vinegar powder on my popcorn. Love that.
I've never had that. I've had like a salt and vinegar chip.
Oh, so good on popcorn.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
I remember I put like cinnamon sugar and cocoa powder on some popcorn once. So it was like churro popcorn.
Ooh.
That was good. And I had a friend. Do you remember when you were like a teenager and you just made ungodly food?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went round to her house once and she was like, let's melt some like chocolate bars and then dip popcorn in it. So we have like these popcorn, like fucking rock hard, like we put melted chocolate all over popcorn and made a disgusting mess. And it was actually kind of good.
Oh my God. I mean, that does taste good though. I do love popcorn that's covered in like a sweet, I just love sweet and savory type popcorn, like the salty caramel popcorn and stuff like that. It's really good shit.
Yeah, my go-to is a mix of salt and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, we don't really have butter popcorn over here, but I do love a butter popcorn.
It depends on the butter for me because I'm not a huge fan of like the artificial butter flavor, but I'll eat it, but I'd rather have real butter. But then sometimes it's like just soggy if you put too much on. I don't know.
Yeah. I think I usually, if I'm making my own popcorn, I'll put like a little bit of garlic salt and like some pepper and maybe some like dried herbs and make more of like an Italian one. So I do think, like, as corny as it is,
Nice.
I think popcorn kind of is the quintessential movie food.
Yeah.
And you can just, you can season it. You could just buy a fucking cheap bag of like unpopped popcorn, cook it up yourself, season it with whatever you want, and it's good to go.
I agree. I'm a huge popcorn fan. I had popcorn last night and love it. Sadly not movie popcorn though. So I've literally ordered movie popcorn on Skip the Dishes like more than twice. And it is obscenely expensive to have a delivery fee plus the fee of movie popcorn. That was before I had a car, and it was worth it. I'm gonna say it, but like, it's expensive. So yeah.
Next question.
So
our next question is from Tumblr user 2x2 Furious. Too Furious, obviously.
Yeah.
Who asks, which cryptid would each of the girls be?
Okay, you got thoughts?
I got thoughts.
Nice.
So, I think, we've had a long time to think about this, but I just want to make sure I'm secure. Okay, I think Samantha is the Loch Ness Monster.
Okay.
Because she's just chill. And I feel like Nessie, like, her whole thing is, I just feel like she just doesn't want to be seen.
Yeah.
I feel like she's just fine in her little lake. Like, she doesn't really want to go anywhere else. And that's kind of Miranda. She's just, like, happy in her apartment with her cat. With her Chinese food.
Okay, so Miranda. Because I think you said Samantha at first. Okay, so yes.
Oh, did I? I meant Miranda. Okay, yeah, Miranda's definitely Nessie. Samantha is the Flatwoods Monster.
The who?
The Flatwoods Monster. You should Google it. You'll know what they are if you see them. They're the one with, like, the kind of, like, pointy, kind of like like a spade, like on a suit of, like, a deck of cards, like a spade, and they have the glowing eyes. You know that meme that's like me and my girls sitting down when my shoes hurt?
Yeah, this is like a Poe from Zelda or something.
Yeah. They're like sexy.
I love that. Is a sexy cryptid.
Like, they're the sexiest cryptids, and they're just like, hey, yeah, and my eyes are just glowing. I'm just a shapeless black monster with glowing eyes.
Yeah.
Like, sexy.
Relatable.
They're sexy. I don't know. I'm struggling with Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because, there's not really any cryptids that are just like...
What's the waspiest cryptid?
Yeah, there's not really any cryptids in, like, Connecticut, really.
Well, I googled wasp cryptid, and I got, what is this? Avarisboro gallnipper? And it is, like, that isn't even a wasp. That is a fucking mosquito.
I think she'd maybe be like, again, she's probably more like Nessie. There's that one that's in the Congo, which is kind of like Nessie, very dope, and like I just like her. Okay, I think she'd be a kraken.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I definitely don't think she'd be like, because a kraken kind of only attacks when it's in its domain, and maybe more of like a siren. She's definitely in the sea. And she's just, like, dragging men down to eat and kill them.
Yeah, I do like that.
She's like, I want to find a man. And by doing that, she has to, like, break their ship in two. But, like, do we blame her? No.
Matt wants me to ask who the sexiest cryptid is.
Mothman, baby! Mothman fucks!
Yeah, Mothman does fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like Bigfoot fucks, but like Bigfoot's like more of a husband. Like if we're playing Fuck, Marry, Kill, then you marry Bigfoot and you fuck Mothman.
Well, Bigfoot is Mr. Bigfoot.
Yes.
So, spoilers, you marry Mr. Bigfoot, and I guess that makes Aiden Mothman. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Wait, so did you say who Carrie was?
No, because I can't think of one for Carrie. Like,
is there
Carrie
like a cryptid with big hair?
I guess like Yetis are the hairiest ones.
Yeah, she could be, and I could see a Yeti marrying Mr. Big.
Yes, yeah, she's Mr. Bigfoot's wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Mrs. Bigfoot.
I'm trying to think. What's that swamp? There's like a swamp Sasquatch, which has a great name.
I don't think Carrie deserves to live in a swamp.
Exactly. I was gonna say she's Mothman because Mothman is a harbinger of like bad stuff happening. So, and Carrie is bad. The skunk ape.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah, she's a skunk ape. She's a skunk ape. And then, bonus, Big is Bigfoot, Mr. Bigfoot, obviously.
Of
and
course.
Then, I don't know.
Steve is the Jersey Devil.
Steve is the Jersey Devil because he's from Jersey. And I think, like, I don't know, I feel bad because Mothman fucks, but like Mothman would be a bad boyfriend. And I don't think Aiden is too bad. Like, he does kind of suck when they get back together. Spoiler alert. But I don't think, but then Mothman's in Virginia. That's kind of rural. I could see Mothman picking up carpentry.
Yeah, I could see that. Mothman just making furniture and selling it in Manhattan. Normal.
Yeah, I could see him with a turquoise necklace.
Yeah, exactly. It suits him.
And then Pete is the chupacabra.
Yeah, I love it. Perfect. Well, we nailed it. I think we did a good job with this one. Well, you did most of the work. But...
Yeah, I think I still, I mean, not to pat myself on the back, but yeah.
Well, I guess that brings us to Patreon now because we're done with our questions. So if you want to support us on Patreon, go to patreon.com/citygirlsmakedo. If you donate as low as $1 a month, then you can get access to, you get a special Discord role. You get access to the Mummy mailbag. You get access to a secret channel of looker pics. So there's some good rewards just for donating $1. And we've got 2 mailbags out already. Third one should be coming out soon. So that's to look forward to. If you donate $5 a month, you get...
ask us questions.
Do ask us questions because that'll be soon.
Yes.
$5 tier, you get all the stuff from the $1, but you also get the opportunity to submit stuff in Steve voice. So we got one submitted from Summer, friend of the podcast, guest of the podcast, lovely angel of the podcast, who has said, can I request this Iro quote in Steve voice? So, you must never go... I already misread it. You must never give in to despair, Miranda. Allow yourself to slip down that road, and you surrender to your lowest instincts. In the darkest times, Miranda, hope is something you give yourself. That is the meaning of inner strength. Wow. So, Uncle Steve Iro, thank you for the kind words of wisdom.
Beautiful.
Could you imagine Avatar, you couldn't because you haven't seen it, but Avatar The Last Airbender, but with Steve instead of Iro, the show would be like half as good. Like,
I've seen a bit of it, and you're right.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Summer. So at the $5 level, you can submit us stuff to read in the Steve voice, and you also get an even specialer role in the Discord server. And $10, you can get all of that. Plus, you can listen to our recordings. Also, if you're a $5 or $10 donor, then we will read your name on the podcast every week. So our current $5 donors are Jennifer Snyder, Matt Ribeiro, Jess Ialachi, Mogu, Summergeist, Pierre the Disaster, and Siberian Pine Hardwood. So thank you for supporting us and giving us money every month. We love it.
Yay, thank you.
Yay! And that's our Patreon. So the other thing I guess we can plug is if you're not already in the Discord, join the Discord. There's links to it on our Tumblr, on our Twitter, which are both City Girls Make Do. There's a link to it on our Patreon, so you can find it. It's a nice, fun server. It's really good. I love talking to the people there. So,
yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. And it's like everyone said, it's like a chill place. You know, there's not crowded and busy, and it's just people having fun.
Low stress environment, good pictures of animals, good pictures of people, good discussion. Everyone's good. We love it.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at Age of Oddish and on Tumblr at Windfall Island.
And you can find me on Twitter at Alex the Virgo and on Tumblr at Dork Phoenix.
Hell yeah, you're a Dork Phoenix and you're a Virgo.
That's true.
It's almost Virgo
that would be
season.
my cryptid. My cryptid would be a phoenix.
It would be.
Because I can't die.
I love it.
Don't try and kill me, because it's not going to work.
I don't know what mine would be. I guess I could be like one of the typical British Columbia ones. Like there's the Ogopogo and there's the Cadbrosaurus. I could be one of those.
Ooh.
Yeah. Either way, they're both just like lake or ocean monsters, which fucking rule.
Those are the fucking best ones, though.
Yeah, right? So, love it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thank you for listening, and check us out places. Check us out on noisepace.xyz. There's a few new podcasts there, so listen to those. And mohe every day.
Mohe every day.
Fuck cops. Bye.
Fuck cops, bye.